Hello and welcome to the Siena Event. My name's Bridget Spinks and I am your host for today. I'm also the founder of Confidence Support Services, and it is my very great pleasure to welcome you to the first live event, which is aimed at building you up from the inside out. So I would like to begin by paying my respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we gather and honour their elders, past, present and emerging. I'd also like to ask Jesus to bless us today and open our hearts and minds to what he has to say to each of us as we go through the content. So the day is designed for you to come to an awareness and understanding of Pope John Paul II's appreciation of the human person. So in a world today where we are constantly being kind of encouraged to follow our feelings and just take advantage of everyone and everything for our own purposes, as Pope John Paul II says, people are to be loved, not used. And so what is it to be a human person? Well, it is to have an interior life, to have thoughts and feelings and an experience of how others treat us and how, we in turn can treat others. So it is important as well to realise that while people may behave in a certain way on the outside, what's going on for them on the inside may be something completely different. And that's where the personalist approach is to have a reverence for each person that we come across, to respect their dignity, to acknowledge them as an individual with unique thoughts and feelings, unique likes and dislikes. And it's through this interiority of the person that we can really encounter one another, and it's through this interiority that we can change for the better and transform our lives. So what I hope today is really all about you. Each of you has been drawn to this event for a reason. That's something personal to you. You may feel that you want to share that with others. You may want to keep that to yourself. That's entirely up to you. So in the booklet, you'll see that there's an image called the Wheel of Life. So this is designed as a starting point, often in professional development or career coaching, as for participants to do a bit of self-reflection on their life. What areas of their life do they feel like they're doing well in, and what areas of their life do they feel like they could develop, whether that's financial, relationships, marriage, family, career, sport. And this is really just a starting point. So what motivated me today was that this Wheel of Life was a starting point for my own personal transformation. So there was, so when I first did this, I was at UNSW doing a career planning session, and with my career I've basically jumped from opportunity to opportunity and didn't really have a direct or a clear path. And so not having goals or not having a direction caused a lot of anxiety for me under the surface. And it wasn't until I started setting goals that I started to actually really move forward in life, go in a straight line and actually find the confidence to encounter others. So I started getting into tennis, and that was a real pathway for me to set goals and realise that to trust the process, take baby steps, and develop my confidence that way. And then once I set myself up there, I realised I could do more in my life. So I did the Wheel of Life, and I realised that I wasn't very good on the finances, and I wasn't very good at relationships, at finding a significant other. And I thought to myself, maybe they're connected. And so that's when I decided to get on top of my finances, and I followed the Dave Ramsey plan. I listened to podcasts from America 24/7, and I started to save money. And during COVID, I used that money to pay off $24,000 of student loans. So, and on top of that, I was able to I had developed my budgeting skills, and then at the start of COVID, I started my own business. So, and it was also during that career planning session that I started to tap into, hi Sarah, what are my unique strengths and where am I putting my effort? I had been putting my effort into developing my tennis skills, and I thought, oh, I'd love to own a tennis club one day and I'd love to coach and everything. But then I realised that actually that's just a new skill that I'm learning, and my really core skill set is in writing, because I'm a journalist. That was my first career, studied as a journalist. So it's basically in the process of reflection days like today that you can start to identify what is actually really going on, what is driving your action, what is moving you forward, and you can start to identify what maybe needs tweaking so that you can achieve some long-term goals and plans. So in that career planning session, I tweaked where I was putting my effort in terms of, was it into my tennis or was it into my writing? And I realised that something was holding me back. I had a blog, How to Be a Lady of Style. And I realised, no, I don't want to be that image anymore. So I went through and rewrote 10 years worth of content and figured out who I really was and what I was really doing. And it was through that integrative process that, again, I came even more to know myself and know where my strengths lay. So this introspection is really, really important part of knowing yourself so that you can then be a real gift to others. So that's just a little bit of my personal background on how important I believe this work is, because of how transformational it can be. And the whole idea is that by doing this work, you can then be more clear on who you are and what your purpose is, and, live your life with more confidence, more direction, and being a brighter light to bring hope and love to others. So without further ado, I'd like to move into some philosophy. So I believe philosophy is for everyone. And philosophy is what drives a lot of messaging out there in the community. So the philosophy of John Paul II is that he is a personalist. So coming back to what I was saying before, is that each of us is a person and we have an interior experience.